Pendo killed the beat.
I don't know who, somebody need to hear this. Y'all don't speak Hebrew, that's Yiddish. How the fuck you try to label us anti-Semitic? We the Israelites, blacks, native Hispanics. The Germans get locked up for the Holocaust. Meanwhile, black people still up in the Holocaust. 100 million of us died in the transatlantic. 6 million died. Y'all want the world to never forget it. You can never be a Jew. You are Ashkenaz. This ain't a star dum-dum, a gun that would die. Yeah, Yeezy told the truth and got ostracized. Not one person in the Bible had on the yarmulke. We were slaves in America like we was in Egypt. Y'all don't even fit the curses in the Torah neither. Y'all was blind to the truth. I had to make it clear how Jerusalem, your land, your people came from Europe. That was 1947. Your menorah got 9 sticks. It's really only 7. Yeah, it's us against the world. Armageddon. This what happened when you inherit lies from your ancestors. Y'all the synagogue of Satan with them black hats. Your whole nation sitting ducks, Aflacs, bunch of thieves and culture vultures. Ain't nothing kosher. To tell the truth, you vagabonds don't have a culture. Macedonia, Alexander and Philip, you a convert, so tell me, how the fuck is you Israel? That don't make you the people just cause you live there. Why my people can't hate your people like y'all hate Hitler? All the prophets was black and was called nigga. Y'all don't even fit the description that's in the scriptures. Abraham all the way down to Jacob, we the real Jews. Y'all don't study Christ, y'all follow the Talmud. Keep it real, yeah, let's keep it real. Cold hard truth, it give you chills. Say y'all Jewish cause y'all ain't really them. About to do them like Hammond, this the feast of Purim. UPK undefeated, this an easy win. We was born fighting, y'all the evil twin. Jacob took hold of his heel, then out came his little red bastard and kosher deals. It's only 12 tribes, y'all trying to make it 13. Esau despised his birthright, the Lord cursed him. He ain't the devil, who is? I'm still searching. Ask your rabbi, why he give them babies herpes? I don't know what's worse, that or you claiming that you a Maccabee. I'm about to cancel, everybody try to cancel ye. I ain't afraid to speak, this is what I do. They riding to the core, I'm just judging them by their fruit. Cause they ain't suffering curses. If I was carnal, I promise I'll punch you in person. I know this is an uncomfortable subject. They making millions off our culture and black people suffering from it. Yeah, they don't believe in Christ. They the Antichrist. Make a living off of niggas. They a parasite. I ain't afraid to tell the truth. Niggas terrified. I'm about to go DEFCON 4. I ain't satisfied.
That is proof. That is absolute proof that they know we are the real Jews. That's absolute proof. Now you got the records. Go find me a white Jew on any archaeology in Egypt anywhere. You will never find a piece of archaeology with white people as slaves in Egypt. So don't tell me that they were slaves and it's their identity, and they know it. The Lord knows the blasphemy of you so-called white people that say you are Jews and you are not Jews. You are not the people of the law. You are not God's chosen people. God's chosen people are living in the ghettos of America. God's chosen people are in poverty and depression.
I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto.
That is hilarious. I never seen not the two servants line up. It is funny, we was out there every night. Yeah, bro.
I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil.
I remember I was only 13 when I met the demon. Gave me a deuce and a bundle of cocaine. Told me to sell to my people, make sure you keep them fiending. If any try to show you, make sure that you leave them leaking. He said, I'ma hold you down when problems pop up. How you got me moving this dope? Want me in lock up? He said, don't you want the Benz vertical with the top up? Yeah. Stop, bitch, you get in that kitchen, let it rock up. Bitches love the dope boy, especially when it's swap up. I know you know Ron.
You the plug from by the block up?
I'll tell you a little secret, make sure that you keep your mouth shut. Ron got a Lexus, crib in Philly and Texas. Trips to the Bahamas, just got a whip for his mama. He fucking up them commas, be honest, he seemed decent though. I hear you, but I just seen Ryan about a week ago. In fact, he ain't looking too good. His knees is kinda slow. I asked him why the struggle. He got stuck up for his bundle, but them 6 hollow tips in his legs what made him crumble. Means he got a house and mama is living good. Said the feds took it all, he right back in the hood. I see you try to play me, you gave us crack in the 80s. Made us abort our babies and making whores out our ladies. I know you got me gravy, but Satan, you must be crazy. It's gonna take more than them cars when to amaze me. I seen niggas shoot for the stars, but being lazy. Never get their head at the clouds, so you don't faze me. I guarantee that you gon' regret it, remember I said it. Nah, you could dead it. What you saying, I can't win? Nah, devil, nice try, so until we meet again.
I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. And we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. I ain't religious or superstitious, but we've been getting fucked and put to the side like a mistress. Police patrolling why? Because prison became a business. They murder one of us and they start talking about forgiveness. We think that it's alright because we got public assistance. If this ain't hell, dog, what is this? Where was all lives mattered when they killed Osama? There was no peace talk like the Dalai Lama. Bush dropping bombs saying he gon' bring the drama. They got justice, man, they even caught the Boston bomber. But when we ride, they send the military in armor. When we fight oppression, then our people die a martyr. You reap what you sow, some people call it karma. When Christ return, y'all gon' get this harvest like a farmer. Don't tell me don't bring up the past no more. They still trying to settle the score with a side of Shakur. I changed my life and I'm just trying to live life right. But at night I look behind me and see flashing lights patting me down. You got nothing that's poking me right. I don't smoke or push pills, I gave up my vice. So Mr. Officer, why you wanna take my life? And Your Honor, why you gave our homeboys life? I've been wondering why you shot our homeboy twice.
I ain't gonna lie, man. We got some of the best rappers in Israel, in the world. You feel me? But yeah, if I could, hey, Shalom, Yahweh, Shem Yahweh, Barack Thumb, Yahweh Shamar Thumb, by Shem Yahweh Shai. It's I.S.U.P.K, Kentucky, Tuesday Brotherhood class. And what we're going to talk about tonight is the curses of the Bible is following Israel / anti-Semitism. Semitism, whatever, because they ain't saying it right no goddamn way. It's supposed to be Shemitic because we come from Shem. You feel me? We come from Shem. That's what a whole all right, most high Christ. So yeah, that's where the whole Shemitic come from. You feel me? They say anti-Semitism, whatever, but it's supposed to be anti-Shem, S-H-E-M, medic, because of the simple fact that we come from Shem. Hey, Shalom, Lord Christ, what's going on with you? You like that dope boy? Most high Christ. But yeah, though, it's anti-Shemitic. Shemitic comes from Shem. Okay, Noah had 3 sons. You feel me? Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Shem is supposed to be the progenitor of, not the progenitors, but he gave birth to the progenitors of the Arabs, which is Ishmael, Jacob, which name was changed to Israel, which is now Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and Elam, which is the East Indians, Esau, which is the so-called white man, and the Asians. What was their name? The 2 sons of what's the man name? Lot. His daughter, both of the sons by his daughters that they had. Dang, I can't think of the names right off back. But the Asians is also, they come from Shem. And then you got Ham. Ham, so being Hamitic would be the Africans. All the dark races except the Negroes. That's Ham. And then you got Japheth, which would be the Pacific Islanders, the people that ruled Europe before the so-called white man took it over and stuff like that, and took on their identity and stuff like that. The Aborigines of Australia, them type of people, them would be Japhetic. To just let you know what this anti-Semitic comes from. You feel me? You can't even be anti-Semitic if you come from Shem, which we come from Shem, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You feel me? So yeah, if I could, let's get into the first article, the one about let's get into the Sioux Surf. Yeah, let's go to Sioux Surf first. Because what you gotta understand is that the curses of the Bible is how, and of course we'll get into that in the scriptures later. The curses of the Bible is how you identify who the Israelites are today. The white Jewish man today that's claiming to be a Jew, he is not the Jew. He's saying he's the Jew because he took on our identity when they conquered our land. You feel me? They came into our land. The Arabs had it first, and it was called Palestine, and they went to war and all that stuff, fought, and they now they took over our land. But in 740 AD is when they converted to our identity, because we was lost, we was in slavery, we didn't know who we were. We was on this side of America. The Northern Kingdom was on this side in America. The blacks, you feel me? The West Indians, the Haitians was in West Africa. So he was able to convert into our identity because we was not there to hold claim to it. And because of that, that is the reason why the white Jewish man is claiming that he is the Jew. No biblical proof at all. Just because of the simple fact, he just took hold and claimed it because he didn't want to claim Islam, because then he would have to be enslaved to the Islam, the Arabs. And when I say enslaved, I'm not even talking about how we was with chains and whips. I'm just talking about financially. He didn't want to be enslaved to the Arabs. He didn't want to be enslaved to the Christians. You feel me? So what he did was say, I'm going to just take on the Jewish identity, and we're going to call it Judaism, and we're going to call ourselves Jewish, because of the people now know we not the Israelites. The Arabs, that ain't never going to slavery, the Asians, the East Indians, they all know we not the real Jews. The real Jews was black and half Afro. Am I lying? Go ask any East Indian or Arab at the gas station. They'll tell you the real Jews was black and had Afros. You feel me? So therefore, they knew they couldn't call themselves Jews. That's why they call themselves Jewish. You feel me? Because they was just saying, we just converted to this religion. We're gonna do what they do. We not the real Jews. We just gonna convert and do what they do. Yeah. You got something? Go ahead.
Yes, like I said, if I may, we was talking about it before class, like the history of their conversion, the letters of King Mulan, of Zaria.
Right.
That whole history is so well documented. I don't even see where it's a talking point anymore.
Right. He most had right. He most had right. But now we was chopping up about that before class. We should have saved it for class or did it a little breakdown or something. But you know what I mean, but this is what we do for a living. So this all is on our mind all day long. And what we can't fathom is how we Semitic when we the Jews. They know they not the Jew, man. Hitler knew they wasn't the Jew. Hitler said Hitler said he haven't seen a real Jew till he seen Jesse Owens. Hitler knew it, man. In the Russian Olympics, Hitler knew that they wasn't a Jew, man. That's why he did them like that. Hitler did them like that for a reason. Go ahead.
And so like I said, if I made Hitler also made a comment after Jesse Owens won all the medals. He said it's not fair to make my people run against him.
It's not fair because we the Jews, man. We the Israelites, man. But because we didn't want to serve our God, we at the bottom of society. To the fact that it's a man that knew we was the Jews and we still under him, which is Hitler. You feel me? He knew we the Jews. We was under him, getting treated poorly and all type of stuff because we ain't serving our God. So if we don't serve God, you feel he not gonna be on our side. And that's in if I may, that's in Judah, the 20th chapter. I think we should pull that later. If you could remind me, and let's pull that later. Like real talk, that'd be heavy for this topic. Hey, if I may, yeah, you go ahead with that when you're ready. I think it's 20 and 5, if I may. But yeah, you go ahead and read that article, and I'll look for that because I think it's 20 and 5.
Battle rapper Sue Surf busted in Jersey Rico.
Okay, now look, I don't know if you watch battle rap or nothing like that, but Sue Surf is like, he's the top battle rapper. The same way you look at Lil Wayne, Jay-Z, Kanye West, and stuff like that in rap, Sue Surf is on that type. He's in that tier on battle rap. He's at the top 3. And he just got charged with the RICO. Now, mind you, Sue Surf is making $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a battle. $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a battle? Why are you getting caught up in the RICO? Go ahead.
Sue Surf is looking at a different fight at the moment. The renowned battle rapper was arrested in Jersey City by U.S. Marshals on Thursday after the feds indicted him over his alleged involvement with criminal gang enterprise under the Rolling 60s Crips umbrella.
Right, the Rolling 60s. Now that is a gang that started in damn California. They just stretched all the way to New Jersey, and this brother, they got caught up in a RICO charge with them. Now this brother is, I ain't saying he rich or nothing like that, but he make enough money where he shouldn't be dealing with nothing criminal. You feel me? He shouldn't be dealing with nothing criminal. But like we keep saying, these curses is gonna follow us no matter where we go. You feel me? If you ain't keeping the laws and commandments, these curses will follow you, man. And prison is one of them. And we're going to get into that later in the scriptures.
TMZ Hip Hop has obtained a 52-page indictment.
Good night. 52 pages. One thing I know about the feds, when they get you, they got you. They got you. You ain't getting out of that. You ain't getting out of that. And, you know, I pray for the brother, any brother in prison, you feel me? I ain't gonna lie, man, because I know a lot of brothers is falsely accused. A lot of them is RICOs where you just hanging with the wrong person and stuff like that. And our oppressors is the devil. But what I'm saying, though, if you ain't keeping these laws, if you ain't in the I.S.U.P.K under Commander GEN.YAHANNA, you gonna get a RICO. Well, then we bring that on the other class about Young Thug and them. Young Thug and them, they got the RICO. They ain't even got no evidence of them selling no drugs. It's just the rap lyrics. But I'm telling you, you ain't got the Most High with you, man. Esau is coming for you, man. You go ahead.
Real name Rajon Cox has been charged with racketeering, conspiracy, and possession of firearms and ammunition by a convicted felon.
Right, and that's all he rap about. That's all his battle rappers that rap against him rap about. That's all they say. How you get said to get out of jail, you get caught with all these guns. Every battle I see with Sue Surf, that's what they say. That's the angle they take with him. They say, man, how you keep getting out of jail? You getting caught with all these guns whole time. That's because the feds been watching him. He ain't really been telling on nobody. It's the feds. They say he been telling, but now the feds been watching him for this all this time because they building a federal case against him.
9 other people have been hit with a litany of crimes in the indictment, including carjacking, possession with intent to distribute fentanyl, cocaine, and more.
Yeah, dang.
Feds claim he assisted in the shooting against several rival Crip gang members March 2017 and also used his official Instagram page to coordinate an MMBA drug deal April 2018.
Right. And how they using it against him is his lyrics. That's one of his slogans. One of his slogans is, how you gonna judge? Because he known for choking in every third round. He known for choking. And one of his slogans now is, how y'all gonna judge me, you feel me, for not having a third round? It's some rounds in me I still can't get out. Am I lying? That's one of his slogans. It's some rounds in me. He talking about bullets that I still can't get out. So how y'all judging me for not having a third round? So he actually was telling the truth. In his raps, he telling the truth, but this is the curses though. You feel me? This is not the white Jewish man ain't going through this. You feel me? The white Jewish man ain't going through this type of stuff, man. All this jail, all this poverty, stuff like this. Only blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians is going through stuff like this, man. Which was prophesied that we would. You go ahead.
Prosecutors also claim Sue Surf had an illegal Beretta PX4 Storm 40 caliber firearms.
Right.
July 2019, and later jokingly mourned law enforcement seizing the weapon on his IG a month later.
Right. You keep going.
An additional October 2020 date alleges Sue Surf was involved in an IG drug deal for marijuana. Sue scheduled to appear in front of a judge in federal court in Newark on Friday.
If I may, yeah, that's the end of that. Now you can go ahead and go to the next one. But the point of this article is that the real Jews is going through hell. They're going through poverty. You feel me? They making $40,000 a battle, but still got to do drug deals on the side. What the hell type of shit is that? What? I'm making $40,000 a battle, but I still got to make drug deals and I'm still shooting people and stuff like that. That's because that's what the Bible said was gonna happen, man. The Bible said we was not gonna know who we are. You feel me? Another nation was gonna come against us, man, and destroy us. Ain't that being destroyed? You making 40,000, but you still think you gotta sell drugs? That don't even make sense, man. The white Jewish man ain't going through that, man. He ain't going through none of these trials and tribulations that the Bible said was going to be happening to the real Jews. The curses is following us. You feel me? The curses is following us wherever we go. No matter whether we make money or we don't make money, it's following us, man. It's not following them. Real talk. You can go ahead with that next article.
Come, sir. U.S. News, 2 teens arrested in shooting of Washington Commanders running back.
Wait, what? Wait, what the? Hold on, wait. It's a lot. A running back. The Washington Commanders. Now, you know they changed their name to the Commanders because their name was the Redskins, and they trying to be politically correct. But we anti-Semitic. They had a team named the Redskins since the 1950s. They got the Cleveland Indians. They got all these damn names. Man, look. But we anti-Semitic. All right. I think America is the real hate group. That's what I think. I think America is the real hate group, man. They had a football team named the Washington Redskins, taking pride in the tribe I come from. I come from the North American Indians, which is the tribe of Gad. They taking pride in our destruction, man. That they conquered us, man. Like, real talk. When the Lord really let them conquer us, they not as strong as they think they is. You go ahead, though.
2 teenagers were arrested this week in the shooting of Washington Commanders running back Brown Robinson this summer. Washington, D.C. police announced.
Right. So you not running from these curses. He a running back. He running up and down the field, but you ain't running from these curses. You still got shot. You were running. Look, I played football. I played football from when I was 11 to I was 18. And my goal was to make it out the hood. It didn't work. It ain't work. I landed right in the hood, in poverty, in police prisons and jails, and shootouts, all types of stuff like that. But this brother, he made it. And he still got shot and robbed. Why the white Jewish man ain't getting shot and robbed? When you ever heard about a white Jewish man getting shot and robbed? They the richest people on earth, right? They getting $1 billion sent to them every year from Germany and all type of other countries because of the Holocaust. Why they ain't getting robbed? Why P&B Rock get robbed at Waffle House? Not Waffle House, I'm tripping, we in Kentucky. And Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. Why? Why did P&B Rock get robbed? Why he had to check in so he wouldn't get robbed? But the white Jewish man don't have to check in. He don't get robbed. Because the curses ain't following him. It's following us. Salakia.
The teenagers have been charged in the August 28 attack with assault with intent to rob while armed, the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department said.
Why the white Jewish man ain't robbing people? It say he was going to be in poverty. I'm just saying, let's just say hypothetically the white Jewish man is the Jew. The Bible say in Deuteronomy 28 chapter, another nation was going to come for you from far. And you was going to serve him. And you was going to in want of all things. That's what the Bible say about the Jews, the Israelites. In want of all things. So why the white Jewish man ain't robbing people? Might not be the Jew. Might be somebody else. Might be the reason why they running into a frenzy for what Kyrie Irving said. And what Kanye West said. And Deshaun Jackson and Nick Cannon that have these platforms bigger than we got. Might be a reason they going to a frenzy like they is, because they know that they not the Jew. Go ahead.
One teenager who was 14 at the time has since turned 15 was arrested on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
The second teen, a 17-year-old who was 16 during the attack, Northeast DC, was arrested Wednesday, police said.
Now that's a double entendre. Why is a 14-year-old and a 17-year-old robbing somebody? Why the white Jewish man ain't robbing nobody? His 14-year-olds and 17-year-olds have bank accounts bigger than mine. The white Jewish man, they have bank accounts bigger than all they children. But our children is out robbing at 14 and 17 years old. You feel me? Because the Bible said we was going to be in poverty. You feel me? Not condoning none of that. But I'm just saying that stuff is happening because we are the real Jews. This is the richest kingdom in history. There's no way nobody should be robbing anybody. But we robbing people. Black people, the slaves. We robbing people. You go ahead.
Robinson, 23, was shot multiple times by one of the suspects during a robbery attempt and was hospitalized with injuries not thought to be life-threatening. The suspects fled the scene in a vehicle without obtaining any property, police said in a statement Friday announcing the second arrest. The names of the two were withheld because they are juveniles. It wasn't clear if they had attorneys. A representative of the public defender's office didn't immediately respond to requests for comment.
All I'm saying is this, and we could drop that right there because the whole point is that a running back made it out the hood, got money, got $1 million contracts, he got robbed, and he got shot by two black brothers that's 14 and 17 years old. They so young that they can't even say their names because they juveniles. That's Israelite stuff. That's what the type of stuff that the Israelites was gonna be going through, man. You feel me? We not in our kingdom. The so-called Jewish man today, the white Jewish man, he's rich off our poverty. That's what he rich off of, man. That's why he over here owning all the Hollywood, the record companies and stuff like that. Why all the Jewish people ain't in Israel? I'm just saying. They the chosen people of God. Why the fuck they in America? I'm just saying, you the chosen people of God. Why the fuck you in America trying to take all our money? Why you ain't over in Israel prospering? You feel me? Hey, because the Most High say he ain't gonna heal that land. You feel me? Until we come back and serve him. You feel me? Till we come back and serve him, the Most High say he ain't healing that land, man. I'm gonna tell you this. It's supposed to be peace in Israel when the real Jews come back. Only peace I seen in Israel is a little nigga running around with an AK-47. That's the only peace I ever seen in Israel. A little Israeli girl running around with a 9mm. Because of the Arabs in Palestine, they at war. At the Gaza Strip, whatever they want to call it. That's the only peace I seen in Israel is a gun. Because the real Israelites is not there. They in slavery in America, man. But yeah, if I could, we could drop that. Let's get into the scriptures. Let me get Deuteronomy 28 and 37.
Come, sir. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword.
And a byword. You know what a byword is? A phrase. You feel me? Deadbeat. Gangbanger. You feel me? That's a byword. That's what we become. The curses is following the niggas and Hispanics and they get a wetback. You feel me? They said the Hispanics is robbers and thieves. They come over here and fix all the roofs for nothing. They fix your car for nothing. But they call criminals. You feel me? That's what they call redskin. Like we just talking about with the football team, a redskin. You feel me? We become a byword. That's what the Bible said. That's what we finna talk about tonight. We're finna talk about how the curses of the Bible is following us. So it's no way we can be anti-Semitic. Which that also is wrong. We should talk about that earlier, though.
Among all nations.
Among who?
Among all nations.
Don't all nations call you a nigga? We never got into it with somebody at the gas station. African call you a nigga. You like that? I thought we was African. How you gonna call me a nigga? Nigga, we all African. No, you a kata. We came on a plane. You came on a boat. I'd be like, well, good night. My bad, Mr. African. You right. We totally two different people. We are totally two different people. We're not the same. Africans, East Indians, all these dark races, Arabs, they not us. We totally two different sets of people.
Whether the Lord shall lead thee.
The Lord shall lead thee. You go ahead.
Verse 38. Thou shalt carry much seed out into the field, and shalt gather little in.
They should do what?
Shall gather little in.
Shall gather little. So you're going to be putting a lot of work in, but little going to come from it. You ever seen your check? You ever put a lot of work into these big corporations? And you like, damn, where the hell all the money go? It's a lot here. I'm just keeping it real. Y'all, the white Jewish man say this is him. Where are you? This is happening to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We're carrying a lot out in the field, but we're only getting a little back. We're only getting a little back. The white man, if I made the rich elite, they don't even have to pay taxes. They take so much taxes out my check, I'd be like, what the hell am I even working for? You lucky I love the school, I love the truth, I love the Most High in Christ. Because otherwise, I'ma just keep it real. I wonder why I was doing what I was doing when I was in the world. That's why I was doing the shit. Because of the simple fact that these people are evil, man. But this is what the Bible say was going to happen to us. The Most High did this to us because we didn't want to keep the commandments. Because we wanted to eat pork. I keep saying that all the time, don't I? Because we wanted to eat pork. We wanted to eat shrimp, crab, and lobster. We wanted a white woman. Like, damn, you telling me all I had to do was not want a white woman? Not want to eat all this abominable food? And you telling me we could have ran the earth? I would have rather took that. I'd rather just took that. And I would have been cool with it. Because the scripture just said, if I may, we carrying out a lot, but bringing back a little. You go ahead.
For the locust shall consume it.
The locust. Who you think that is? Who you think the locust is? The white man. Salakia. I'm sorry for the internet. Because I don't want to get flagged. The oppressor. Which is the devil the Bible speaks of. He is the locust, man. You feel me? He is the locust. The so-called white man is a locust. Wherever he goes, he devours everything and kills everything, man. That is what the fuck he do. That is what the white man do. That's what he been doing. The music industry. Let's talk about the white Jewish man with the music. Well, like Kanye West and Kyrie was talking about. They devouring everything. Chuck Berry and them came up with rock and roll. Chuck Berry, Muddy Waters, Lil Walter, Etta James. They is the godfathers of rock and roll. The so-called white man took it and ran with it. They laughed at them. They say, oh, this is country music, but it's not country music because they was from the country. That's all they was doing. They was black people that sung country music. But when they went to the record company, they said, this ain't country music. This is something else. But it's great. Let's call it rock and roll. That's all rock and roll is. It's black people that sung country music because we got so much swag and sauce. They like, now this is different. And they took it and ran with it and gave it to Elvis Presley and all the rest of them. Go ahead.
Yeah, so like you said, if I may, since we're talking about the small hats, it was one of them that owned Chess Records. And Lil Walter died penniless.
All of them did. They all died broke. I don't know if I ain't gonna say died because I think Etta James might be still alive because I seen her on a TV show a minute ago. But yeah, you're right though. They all broke. And if you watch the movie Cadillac Records, they don't even hide it. They don't even hide that he was finessing them. He did what the other Jewish man did to Eazy-E and them. It's the same thing. It's been happening time and time again, man. Like real talk. But yeah, if I could, you could drop that. Now let's go to John 8 and 31.
Come, sir. The book of John, chapter 8, verse 31. Then said Yahushua to those Jews which believed on him, if ye continue in my word, then are ye my disciples indeed.
Now, wait. Now, hold on, wait. Hold your horses. The Christians say the law is done away with. We in the New Testament. This y'all book. See, our book is the whole Bible, front to back. But the Christians only believe in the New Testament. But in the New Testament, it said what?
Then said Yahushua to those Jews which believed on him.
Which believed on him. So first you have to believe on him to be able to keep the laws and commandments.
If ye continue in my word, then are ye my disciples indeed.
So to be with Christ, you feel me? You have to believe on him, man. You feel me? You have to do what he said to do. He came back, you feel me, to fulfill the law, man, not to destroy it. He said that out of his own mouth. You go ahead. We're going over 34. Go ahead.
And like you said, if I may have said the Jews which believed on him, we know it's not talking about the Jewish people today because they don't even follow Christ.
Most High in Christ. They don't even follow Christ. They don't believe in Christ. They say he's not the Messiah. But what also is heavy about that is he said the Jews. He didn't say the whole world. He said the Jews that believe on me. He didn't say, oh, so God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. That ain't what he said. It's a like it. Y'all know I be a little animated, but he said the Jews that believe on me. How are we anti-Semitic? Christ was anti-Semitic then. You feel me? If we anti-Semitic, Christ was anti-Semitic. But how can we be anti-Semitic and Christ be anti-Semitic when we are the Semites? You feel me? We are the Shemites. You feel me? We come from Shem. You feel me? But these people don't follow Christ, and that's why they don't. Because they know that he was not down with none of that stuff they with.
Verse 32.
And we're going all the way to 34.
Verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
And the truth shall make you free. They trying to suppress the truth. They said that book and that movie he brought to Negroes is not true. It's anti-Semitic. I watched that movie. All that movie talk about is how that basically the Hebrews were black. That's all the book. That's all the movie talk about. The movie is not 100% accurate from what we teach, but at the end of the day, that movie that Kyrie Irving posted is basically explaining how they have to be black. They can't be white. That's all it's really explaining. It's not 100% accurate, but it's basically explaining like how can they be white people and when it couldn't be. It broke down Ham. It broke down Japhet. Broke down all the people, the East Indians, the Egyptians, and it's like how can it be white people? That's basically all that movie talked about. That's the only truth I got from that movie is that they couldn't be white. A lot of other stuff was off, which I knew it would be because it's come from fake Israelites that don't got the whole truth. But at the end of the day, the truth shall make you free. And they don't want you to be free. They want you to be lost.
Verse 33, and they answered him, we be Abraham's seed.
Who?
Abraham's seed.
Sound real possessive. Though God so loved the world. Say Abraham's seed. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
And were never in bondage to any man. How sayest thou, ye shall be made free?
Right, because they don't understand that because of Roman persecution and the Romans ruling over you, you're not free. Just like we're not free in America. Ask Kyrie Irving. Ask Kanye West. Ask Deshaun Jackson. Ask any nigga that wear Dawada. Feel me? Magun Dawada, Salakia, which means shield of David in Hebrew. You ain't free. You feel me? You ain't free. All you got to do is just wear one of these a little too much and you will see you ain't free. Ask Kyrie Irving. Ask Kanye West. And that's basically what they're saying to Christ, the Jews. They're asking him like, damn, we ain't never been in bondage. So, and when they say we ain't never, they talking about them personally. They're not talking about Egypt and Assyria and all that. They just talking about them personally in their lifetime.
Verse 34, Yahweh shall answer them, verily, verily, I say unto you, whosoever committeth sin is a servant of sin.
Is a servant of sin. You ever commit sin, you a servant of sin. You know how you a servant of sin? Think about what we just read with Sue Surf. You hear me? You a servant of sin. You want to be a gangbanger? You want to be a drug dealer? Well, you're going to be a servant of sin. That's why it's called the trap house. That's why it's called the trap. Because you're going to forever be a servant to that, man. And you can always be trapped in. Sue Surf making $40,000 a battle. Why is he going to jail for a RICO? Because he was trapped in. When you're a servant of sin, that's just what it is, man. You're in bondage, man. You're in bondage. You can't leave the hood. You can't get away from the hood. You in bondage. Like real talk. You're a servant of sin. You're a servant. You feel me? You're not free. The only way you could be free is in the I.S.U.P.K under Command GEN.YAHANNA, because you're not a servant. Even if you go to your job every day, you're not a servant. You feel me? Because you know who you serve. You there to get money. You feel me? You ain't to be a servant. You feel me? So you could drop that. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and 54.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you.
Tender. And that just means like real fragile, real emotional. Like most men are that's raised by their mothers, because you take on the traits of your mother.
And very delicate.
Very delicate, real sensitive. You got to be patient with him.
His eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
The Jewish man, is that how the Jewish man is? I could have sworn they say they money circulate 13 times in a community before it leave. Google it. You think I'm lying? They money don't even leave a community. The Jewish man. The curses is following us. It say that your eyes is going to be evil towards your brother. Who is that? If you just had to think about it real quick, who eye was evil towards their brother? Evil towards their brother. Man, that nigga stepped on my shoe. Man, he think I'm a bitch. Man, he fucking with my girl. You saying that? Who going through that type of stuff like that? The white Jewish man ain't going through that. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians is going through that. The eyes being evil towards your brother. You feel me? You hating a nigga. Gang. The Bloods and the Crips. The GDs and the, what I gotta put it in subtitles or something? Man, look, it's a lot. Yeah. Man, what is going on, man? This is talking about niggas. This scripture is talking about black. These curses is following us. It's not following nobody else. Nobody else is going through this, man. These Jewish people love each other, man. The Germans love each other. What nation of people just can't get along? The Latin Kings and the GDs. They hate each other. Where I'm from the south side of Chicago. The Latin Kings hate the GDs. They eye is evil towards their brother. Matter of fact, forget that. The GDs hate the GDs. The Bloods hate the Bloods. The Crips hate the Crips. Who else is going through that? Nobody but us. I is evil towards your brother. Not another nation, your brother. Black people going through that. The curses is following us. It's not following nobody else.
And toward the wife of his bosom.
The who?
The wife of his bosom.
Oh, deadbeat. You a deadbeat. I ain't messing with you no more. You pimping. You feel me? You done got a girl pregnant the whole time. You pimping her. Who doing that? Black people doing that. Pimps and hoes. Byword. Didn't we bring that up earlier? About the byword? Pimps and hoes. And look, the Bible, it's a river that flows through the Bible. That's all I'm saying. That's why the Bible say precept upon precept, line upon line, because it's a river that flows through the Bible. They connect everything together. From Old Apocrypha to New Testament, it all connect back together.
And toward the remnant of his children.
The remnant of his children? Come on, man. Who hate their children? You feel me? Now, don't get me wrong. Blacks, Hispanics, and everything, we love our children. But what I'm saying is, think about the abortion clinic. Who's filling up the abortion clinic? Blacks and Hispanics. 500,000 a year. The remnant of your children, man. That's us doing that. Because this is prophecy that Moses said. Moses is telling us what's going to happen if we don't serve God. That's what we read in Deuteronomy. Moses said this is going to happen if we don't serve our God. They say we anti-Semitic. No, the white man is anti-Semitic.
The remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
He shall what?
Which he shall leave.
He shall leave. What we known as? We just brought out a Deuteronomy 37 chapter. Deuteronomy 28 to 37 verse. Deadbeats. A byword is a deadbeat. That's what blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians known for. And they said we gonna what? What's that last line they said?
And the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
Which he shall leave. That's a deadbeat. That's what we known for. We're known as deadbeat dads. When the whole time black men take care of their children more than a black woman. You feel me? More than a white man do. The black man is more in his child's life than any other race. But we're stigmatized as deadbeat dads because the Bible also said we will be a byword, which is a phrase. Don't mean it's true, but that's what we'd be known as because of so many black men. Go ahead.
Yeah, so like I said, for me, the 70s and the 80s was known as the deadbeat dad era.
Come on, man. Good night. You feel me? Good night. What the brother bringing out is heavy because that's what they said we was going to be called. That's what the Bible said. A byword, which is a phrase. A word or a phrase is what we would be known as. So you could drop that and let's go to Jeremiah 2:11.
Come, sir. The book of Jeremiah chapter 2 verse 11. Hath a nation changed their gods?
Have a what?
Hath a nation changed their gods?
A nation? You ain't supposed to change your God, is you? But wait, if you give me 10 black people, you give me 10 gods. I'm telling you, the curses is chasing after us. You want to say the white man is the Jew? Fine. Because he been living in our land since 1948. He converted to our identity 740 AD. We was in slavery. We ran into West Africa, the native Indians, the whole 10 other tribes that they don't claim. Am I lying? They only claim the Jews, which was in West Africa, which is the so-called African Americans, Haitians, and West Indians today. That's all they claim is being the Jews. They don't even claim the other 10 tribes. They say, oh, they lost. We don't know where they at. Nigga, they was in America. Y'all came over here and put them in slavery. Put them on reservations. Christopher Columbus said they was the most beautiful people he ever seen. When he went to Puerto Rico, he said they was the most beautiful people. And this is how you know that they the devil the Bible speak of. He was talking about the men. he wasn't just talking about the women. Jeffrey Dahmer, John Wayne Gacy. He was talking about the men when he said he was the most beautiful people he ever seen when he came and seen the Taino Indians, which is the so-called Puerto Ricans today.
Hath a nation changed their gods, which are yet no gods? But my people have changed their glory for that which does not profit.
That's what I mean. You feel me? We don't want to be the Israelites. Shaq, Charles Barkley. You feel me? Who else? Stephen A. Smith. Y'all don't want to be the Jews. Y'all want to serve something that do not profit. We're going all over the 15.
Come. Verse 12. Be astonished, O ye heavens, at this, and be horribly afraid. Be very desolate, saith the Lord.
Be alone. Be very desolate.
Verse 13. For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me.
They have did what?
Forsaken me.
We ain't serving the Most High. We take on these other gods. We committed two evils.
The fountain of living water.
Right. The Most High is the fountain of living waters, man. You feel me? He is the fountain of living waters, man. What is water? Give you nourishment so you can survive.
And hewed them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water.
Right, and that's what a cistern is. It's hold liquids. You feel? They got cisterns that hold oil and stuff all throughout the country. You feel me? And he said we was a broken cistern because we ain't holding in the water he's given us, which is the laws and commandments and stuff that make us prosper.
Verse 14. Is Israel a servant?
Now it gets to the point with Jeremiah, like, damn, is we just a servant? Damn, you giving us all the stuff we need to prosper. Shaq? Don't the brothers in Nashville got a picture with Shaq? They've been posting it all on Facebook the last 2 weeks. They seen Shaq at a food restaurant. of course, we gonna do. The first thing we doing is, hey, we the Israelite. The first thing we do, we bum rush. We see a celebrity. First thing we doing, we the Israelite. We the chosen people. We the priests of the Lord. He took a picture with him. You feel me? As we a servant, it gets to the point where, okay, with a white Jewish man, how do you fit this? Who have you ever served? Who has the white Jewish man ever served? He didn't even serve Hitler. They went to war and freed him. When Hitler started to damn exterminate them, they went to war. When in World War I, they fought for Germany. The white Jewish man fought for Germany in World War I. They was all cool. It was gang. But then World War II, they start to do their little tricks and try to take over and put Germany, in subjection. You feel me? And all that. Go ahead.
If I may, so I was watching Captain Zaryak in a battle a while back. And he said the only reason that the other Edomites hate Jewish people is because they don't share what they have with the rest of them.
Right. No, that's heavy. That's true. That's why the white supremacists in America, they don't like the Jews because of that same reason. They say they hate Jews and niggas. Niggas because we were slaves and this and that, and because of the Jews, because the Jews run them. And they don't even know who the fuck they are. They could the Jew could be right next to them with the damn Klan hoodie on. They don't even know it because they all white. They brothers. You feel me? They don't even know who the hell they are. You go ahead. You go ahead with that scripture though.
Come. Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave?
Is he a homeborn slave? Where have the white Jewish man ever been a slave to where this could fit him? Never. The white Jewish man don't fit these scriptures. You feel me? You're anti-Semitic. The white Jewish man is anti-Semitic, man. Because the real Jews is black.
Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled?
Why is he spoiled? Why is he ruined, destroyed? Who is ruined and destroyed? Man, just cut on your TV. Cut on Cops. Cut on First 48. Cut on whatever you want to. Just cut on your TV who is owned by who?
There you go.
The Jewish man. Not us. We don't own TV and all this stuff, the propaganda. The white Jewish man do. So how is he spoiled? How is he ruined? Because he don't fit these scriptures, man. And he know he don't.
Verse 15. The young lions roared upon him and yelled, and they made his land waste. His cities are burned without inhabitants.
Hey, it say the young lions made his land a waste. Who was that talking about? The youth. The youth, man. You feel me? You ain't ever seen that movie, what's that movie, man? I can't think of the movie. I think it's Boys in the Hood. When they went out, they said, yeah, we finna go to Compton. And we finna go see my dad, Trey, it was Trey and Ricky, the one that got shot in the back. Yeah. They went to Compton and they went to go see the property. And the dude, the old school dude, he say, we ain't bringing the property down. It's these young niggas bringing the property down. They want to with they gangs and they this and they that. This is biblical prophecy of black people, man. This is not talking about the white man. They property value is sky high. Prospect, that's a Jewish community in Louisville, Kentucky. Prospect, go to Prospect. You're going to see the biggest houses you ever seen in your goddamn life. Ain't no property value going down. Read that one more time. Because that's what this talking about. This talking about property value. This is talking about the neighborhoods being destroyed.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 18. The young lions roared upon him.
It's like a 15.
It's like a 2 and 15. The young lions roared upon him and yelled, and they made his land waste.
Made his land waste. That is talking about property value. That is talking about gang violence. That's talking about all the stuff that we go through as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians in our neighborhood. These curses is following us. It's not following the white Jewish man. His property value is sky high. He ain't got to worry about no young lions bringing his property value down, man. Real talk. See, you could drop that. And let's go to 1 Maccabees in the Apocrypha 3 and 48. Another, this is a book that they don't deal with, the white Jewish man, because it further condemns them. that they not the Jew.
The book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 3, verse 48. And laid open the book of the law.
Which is talking about the Bible, the scriptures.
Wherein the heathen, which is everybody that's not an Israelite, which is Israelites are Black, Hispanic, Native Indians. The heathens are everybody that's not Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. Has sought to paint the likeness of their images.
It did what?
Sought to paint the likeness of their images.
No wonder, okay, so that's why Solomon is white. That's why the Egyptians is white. Remember in your history book when you was a kid, you scrolling through it, you see like a white Egyptian pharaoh, and it never crossed your mind. Because that was biblical prophecy, that they was going to do that. They was going to paint the Egyptians white because they knew the Hebrews was white. So they like, how the hell can the Hebrews blend in with the Africans if they're white people? How can Christ run into Africa to blend in if Christ was white? He can't blend in with no damn Africans. They dark skinned, so they had to make the Egyptians white too, which go against the history books. You feel me? And that's why the Bible also say the earth shall help the woman. The woman was talking about Israel, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, because we was gonna need a little bit more than just the scriptures that we read. You feel me? We was gonna need just a little bit more than the scriptures because of the simple fact the white man come up with all these devices that we was gonna need some historical artifacts, like the simple fact that the Egyptians are Black. We was gonna need that to show that the Hebrews was Black too. We blended in with them. Christ blended in with them. You feel me? You go ahead.
Verse 49. They brought also the priest's garments.
No, Salaka, that was it. That's all I wanted was the simple fact that the Renaissance period, you feel me? That's when they did that. They painted the likenesses of their images. They painted Christ white, the prophets, Moses, Solomon, David, God. They painted them white. How the hell would they even get us into submission if we knew that they were Black people? It would have never happened. They had to paint the likenesses of our image. Read that one more time.
The book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 3, verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen has sought to paint the likeness of their images.
The heathen painted the likeness of our images. When they conquered us, they painted our images to look like them. They had to do that. They would have never been able to have no good slaves. It would have been impossible, man. Come on, stop it. But impossible. That's why they took the Apocrypha out of the Bible and made it separate and called it Apocrypha, which means hidden. Because they knew that Apocrypha had too much stuff in it. But yeah, if I could, you could drop that. Let's go to Isaiah 42 and 22.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 42, verse 22. But this is the people robbed and spoiled.
Who?
Robbed and spoiled.
The Israel. It's talking about the white people, ain't it? It's talking about the Arabs. They got billions of dollars in oil, gold chains to the flow. They say this is the people that's robbed and spoiled. That's what Isaiah said. Isaiah said we are a people. Some of the Israelites. Don't say the Bible ain't hiding who he is. The Christianity did. Your Christian pastor had who we were. He studied these scriptures to get his degree. And when I read this, the first thing I thought about was Black people. I didn't think about the Jewish man. I thought about Black people, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, South Americans. They say this is a people that's robbed and spoiled. We've been robbed. Then we just read about a brother that got robbed from Washington. Man, look. Yeah, all right, look, y'all better stop, man. Look, man, this is Ashby, Kentucky, and we go hard down in this basement. They put us in the basement, but we gonna raise the roof. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, we just read an article about a brother that got robbed, literally. You feel me? And he played for the Washington Commanders. He in the NFL. How the hell you getting robbed? But the Bible said we are robbed and spoiled, man. We are destroyed. They take all our resources and they destroy us, man.
They, all of them, snared in holes.
Snared in holes. Is we not? Look at our communities. You think that's not a hole? Sometimes you ride past, you don't even know it's there. Because the house is so small, so little. You don't even know it's there. We're in holes, in the crevices of this rich country. We're in the crevices. You don't even see us.
And they are hid in prison houses.
They hid in what?
Hid in prison
It's
houses.
more black people in prison than it was in slavery. Do the math. It's more black people in prison than it was in slavery. They say we are hid in prison houses, man. The white Jewish man, he said we anti-Semitic. What are white Jewish gangs at? What are white Jewish prison gangs? Because I know about some Mexican gangs. You feel me? I know about the MS-13. I know about the GDs, the Vice Lords, the Bloods, and the Crips. I know about these black Hispanic prison gangs. But where are the white Jewish prison gangs at? It said we're going to be hid in prison houses. Man, look. Kyrie Irving, Kanye West, they did the best they could. That's all I'm going to say. They did the best they could with the little knowledge that they have of the truth. They did the best they could. But y'all need to come see the I.S.U.P.K and the Commander in Hunter. I'm telling you, a priest and prophet of the Lord, as a priest and prophet of the Lord, the I.S.U.P.K is going to be filled with brothers and sisters. You feel me? It's going to be filled. So you better come take your seat. Before it get took, you got to stand up on a wall. That's all I'm saying, man, because it's going to be brothers and sisters flooding in here. Because they going to want to know where the hell Kyrie Irving them got it from. They going to want to know they going to want to know the breakdowns of these scriptures. They ain't going to want to just look at a post on Twitter. Oh, look at this, or look at a scripture on Twitter. They going to want to come and want to learn about everything that they thought they knew. You go ahead.
They are for a prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none saith restore.
Right. Okay, they are spoil and none delivereth. The so-called Jewish man is the richest people on earth. You feel me? Who is destroyed and none delivereth? Black people, Spanish Native Indians, man. As I said, the curse of the Bible is following us, man. Wherever the hell we go, it's following us. So you could drop that. Let's go to Romans 10 and 19.
Come, sir. So like 10 and 19?
Yeah, come. 19 through 21.
Come. The book of Romans chapter 10, verse 19. But I say, did not Israel know?
Mm-hmm.
First Moses said.
The Old Testament. You know why the prophets always reiterate the Old Testament? Because it wasn't done away with. Your pastors lied to you. The Christians lied to you. They told you it was done away with when that wasn't true. Go ahead.
That's like it, sir. They had to use the Old Testament because it wasn't a New Testament.
It wasn't even a goddamn New Testament to begin with. Christ, all the prophets, all the new priests in the New Testament, Paul didn't read, he refers to the Old Testament so many times. This one of them right here. This just one of them. Paul didn't reiterate the Old Testament plenty of times because that's all they had. That was the law. That's all they had, man.
I will provoke you to jealousy by them that are no people.
You seen that white Jewish man with the damn things? It's a lot here. It's a lot here. And you go look at the white Jewish man. Now I'm being anti-Semitic right now. Cancel me. Salakia. You go look at that white Jewish man and no matter of fact, tune in, Crowd Spare Not, every Wednesday, 9:00. And we'll show you on our podcast with videos. The white Jewish man he's not the chosen people of God. He is not the chosen people of God, man. He is a person that the Most High was going to use to provoke you with jealousy. So when you see him, you get jealous. Like, man, ain't no damn way I'm not ruling. Why am I not ruling, but he's ruling? He own all the record companies, but I make the music. He own all the movie stations, but I make the movies. All the Denzel Washington, all we need is all the black actors, and we could be rich. We'll make all the movies. We don't need y'all to make Halloween 20 or Freddy versus Jason, which is the weirdest movie I've ever seen in my life. That shit was trash, Salakia. Freddy versus Jason was trash. I'm just throwing it out there to Hollywood. The Jewish people, y'all messed that one up. Y'all messed up a classic. But all I'm saying though is with all the black actors, we don't need y'all. All the black rappers, we don't need y'all. You go ahead.
Like I said, if I may, don't forget the private prisons.
Can we get them private prisons? Michael Jordan invested in that. Mm-hmm. Goddamn bastard. Supposed to be the greatest basketball player he was. I ain't gonna lie. I tried to stun on him. I tried to stun on him. He was the best, but he's a bastard because him, Charles Barkley, Shaq, all of them is they don't want to condone the simple fact. You feel me? That these white people is the devil, man. They don't want to just condone it, man. They want to play like, yeah, they are friends when they know they not. They know they not. And the proof of that is because Michael Jordan, he made a contribution to a black governor, but he didn't want to publicly, you feel me? He didn't want to publicly come out and say, yeah, everybody vote for him, which is all North Carolina wanted him to do. All the black people in North Carolina just wanted him to come out publicly and just say, yeah, vote for him. And he ended up losing, and they felt like Michael Jordan is the reason because he didn't come out and say it. But he did put in his document that he did give him a hefty donation for his campaign. But you feel me? You gotta support blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. You go ahead with that.
And by a foolish nation that will anger you.
And a foolish nation. That's why I say the Jewish man is a foolish nation. The white Jewish man is a foolish nation, and the Most High is using him to anger us, man. Hey, go ahead. Hey, look, you know I'm from the hood. I know what I ain't know. Look, Salakia. Go ahead. You feel me? But no, for real though, the white Jewish man is a foolish nation because they converted to our identity in 740 AD. They knew they wasn't a Jew. They called themselves Jewish because they knew it was a suffix that means to be like. They could not confuse the rest of the world. The Arabs, the East Indians, the Asians would have not condoned that. They would have been like, nah, y'all not the Jew. But since they said we're Jewish and we practice Judaism, they condoned it because they knew like, oh, y'all not the Jew. Y'all just practicing what they do. The real Jews been gone. 70 AD, we got ran out of Israel. We fled into West Africa. The Northern Kingdom been gone in America, but way before then, way before 70 AD. Back in 1 Kings, the Northern Kingdom fled into the Americas. You feel me? After the Assyrian captivity. So the other nations that was around about, they wouldn't have accepted the white Jewish man converting to our religion unless it was just that, a conversion. But him just saying he's the Jew, that's what he's doing now because it's been 1,400 years. You feel me? He converted to our identity 1,400 years ago. So now his children's children looking stupid when we come out and say we the Jew. Y'all not. They like, no, we're Jewish. Nigga, it wasn't even called Jewish. You're either a Jew or you're not. Ish means to be like. Oh, you're right about that. Then we read the scriptures, show them Solomon was black, Job was black, Christ is black. They like, oh, yeah. Okay. It don't matter. We them now. But Christ is coming back. He gonna put y'all in. He gonna put y'all on y'all play. That's all I'm saying. So like,
verse 20. But Isaiah is very bold.
Let's talk about Isaiah, which is who he was reading. Just 2 chapters. When we just reading that, yeah. Before this, we just reading Isaiah. That's man. I told y'all the Bible is a river. You feel me? The Bible is a river. It just flows through the Bible. It just all connects together somehow. I don't know. It is of the Lord. To say a white man wrote the Bible is anti-Semitic. Salakia. I'm finna use that. They got me messed up. Because the Bible is so poetic. It's just a river that just flows through. Because we just read Isaiah and now we all the way in the New Testament and it's quoting Isaiah.
And saith, I was found of them that sought me not.
Mm-hmm.
I was made manifest unto them that ask not after me.
Right. We talking to people that don't want nothing to do with this. They don't want no smoke. They just want to live their happy-go-lucky lives, just like Paul had to deal with. Paul had to deal with this. He reading Isaiah, he quoting Isaiah. You feel me? But Paul had to deal with this. People, they don't get no damn about none of this stuff we talk about. Just like back then, the Jews didn't give a damn about none of this stuff, man. That's why Christ came back. He came back to bring us back to our identity, man, to fulfill the law.
Verse 21. But to Israel he saith, all day long I have stretched forth my hands unto a disobedient.
A who?
A disobedient.
A disobedient. Now the white Jewish man ain't disobedient. Because every time he have a son, he fucking sucking his fucking penis and the blood salaki. Ooh. Hey, we getting flagged. You better hurry up and download these videos off YouTube. Because we getting flagged. But no. Real talk. The white Jewish man, ain't that what he do? He sucked the damn penis of his son. When they circumcise him, he sucked the damn blood. That ain't disobedient. That's obedient. Because you couldn't pay me enough to do no shit like that. He do it, though. Because he's obedient. We are disobedient people. You feel me? That's what it said. We said we was going to be disobedient. And guess what, Harmar? You would have been disobedient to that. Am I lying? Hey, brother, you would have been disobedient to that. I would have been disobedient to that. Because that's what it said we are, disobedient people. It's nothing in the world that would have made us do that. But these white folks like, yeah, come on, let's do it. The Jewish man like, yeah, because that's their nature. They natural homosexuals. That's another thing. We'll get into that later. That's a whole nother class. But yeah, the so-called white man Esau, they are natural homosexuals. It's in their nature.
And gainsaying people.
Gainsaying people. Just all we care about is being disobedient and just gainsaying. Tell me something that feel good. You feel me? What he say on Players Club? Do something to make me feel good. What he say on Players Club? That's a lot here. And that's black people though. See what I'm saying? That's black folks for you, man. Real talk, man. Like, man, I can't make this up. You feel me? I can't make this up. The black people is the Jews, man, and the curses is following us. So if I could, you could drop that. Let's go to Leviticus 26 and 17.
Come, sir. Book of Leviticus, chapter 26, verse 17. And I will set my face against you, and ye shall be slain before your enemies.
Who is slain before their enemies? The Jewish man, they went to war to fight for him. He was getting persecuted in Germany by Hitler. The whole world went to war. 1948 gave him Israel. He wasn't even in Israel. He was all through Europe and Germany and all in America. And then they like, hold on, wait, Hitler exterminating y'all. But we can't let Hitler exterminate y'all because Hitler is saying something we don't want to get out, which is these is the real Jews in America. So we got to help y'all. So we're gonna go to war. Go ahead. I seen that a light popped up.
So you think I don't want to sound too
conspiracy theorist here, right?
You think that's why before World War II broke out, when they was gonna let the Jewish people come here before they even went to World War II, but the president said, "No, we don't want them."
I don't know. That is for GEN.YAHANNA right there. That is a good question. In the scripture breakdown class, you gotta save that. You feel me? You gotta make you a notepad and write down questions like that, because some of them might be too real for me. I ain't gonna lie. You know this. We the home of the truth. I will never try to fake answer a question like a Christian pastor do. You know what the Christian pastor do? All scripture ain't meant to be interpreted. That's what he'll say. And we don't know everything. But us in I.S.U.P.K, I'm going to tell you, look, save that question for GEN.YAHANNA. That's a perfect, good-ass question. Because I ain't really too into the history of that either, though. Like, I ain't too in depth with it. But yeah, that'd be a good question for scripture breakdown. But you might be on something. You might be on to something, too, because it sounds about right from what we teach. Sound about right.
And they that hate you shall reign over you.
Oh, wait. Hold on, wait. First it said you should be slain before your enemies. Only people that's happening to is black people. We getting killed on live. We get the whole world, which is all our enemies. If you not black, Hispanic, Native Indian, you a heathen. So if we getting killed on live, who is all saying it? Our enemies. If a Chinese person see it, that's our enemy. If an African see it, that's our enemy on live. You feel me? Eric Garner being choked out. You feel me? All that stuff is being seen by our enemies. That's only happening to us. It's not happening to the Jewish man. Jewish man ain't going through that.
And they that hate you shall reign over you.
Mm-hmm. And they shall, well, don't nobody reign over the white Jewish man, do they? They got their own country, nukes. I heard they got the second best Air Force because America gave them all their old planes and bombs. They got the second best Air Force. How if y'all got established in 1948? It's countries that's been around. What's the one with the Rocket Man? North Korea? All these other countries that been around, been playing with nuclear bombs. How do y'all in 1948 have the best Air Force next to America? Come on, man, stop.
And ye shall flee when none pursue you.
They ain't running from nobody. Only people running is black people, Spanish and Native Indian. We running from our oppressors, man. Go ahead.
Verse 18. And if ye will not, yet for all this hearken unto me, then I will punish
right. So
you.
if we don't listen to the Most High, then it's Leviticus. Moses is giving us laws to follow. And Moses is saying if we don't follow God and all of everything he said,
then I will punish you 7 times more for your sin.
Crack.
7 times more.
Abortion.
7 times more.
Why do we get punished more than anybody else? The Bible just said it. Why do blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians suffer more than anybody else? Because the Bible said it. It said we're going to suffer 7 times more. Anything we do, we're going to suffer more than the people that did it first. If the East Indians sold crack and we took it, we're going to suffer more. If a Hawaiian have an abortion and we have abortions, we're going to suffer more. Anything we do that's against the Most High God, we're going to suffer 7 times more. You want to know who the Israelites is? Who is suffering a little too much from the same stuff everybody else doing? Go. Go ahead. Who is suffering more than anybody else? Who is? That's doing the exact same stuff. Who's celebrating Christmas but suffering? Who's celebrating Thanksgiving but suffering? Who's celebrating Halloween but suffering? Who's celebrating birthdays? Who going to strip clubs? Who smoking weed? Who doing the same stuff everybody doing but suffering more than anybody else? It's blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. The Bible do not hide who we are. Christianity do. And that's why you better get out of them churches and get into the I.S.U.P.K and Command GEN.YAHANNA. The airways is open. And the minute ain't for to be no excuses. The airways is open. So you could drop that. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and 46.
Come. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and a wonder.
They shall be what?
Upon thee for a sign and a wonder.
I guess it's talking about a cape, a car. I don't know what this is talking about. But it said in Deuteronomy 28 that they shall be on you for a sign. You want to know who the Israelites is? Look out for the sign.
And upon thy seed forever.
And upon thy seed forever, man. It's talking about the curses. That's what it's talking about. It's talking about the curses. Matter of fact, go up to 45.
Come, verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee.
Where all the stuff we've been reading, curses, trials, tribulations.
And shall pursue thee.
And shall pursue thee. White Jewish man. It say the curse is going to pursue thee. So how the hell you the richest people in the world? And we the poorest people in the world. And the Bible say the curses will pursue us.
And overtake
thee. These curses have overtook us to the point where we say trap or die. You only live once. YOLO. Because these curses overtook us, man. Well, our women is hoes. You feel me? They in an abortion clinic every day. Killing 5-6 babies a year.
Till thou be destroyed.
Till thou be destroyed.
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Because we ain't want to keep the commandments. We didn't want to listen to what God said to do. The curses is following us. Everywhere we go. We just read about a running back that got shot and robbed. We read about a battle rapper that make $40,000 a battle that just is locked up in prison. Come on, man. Stop it, man. Go ahead.
To keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded.
That's all we got to do. It might seem so hard because of the white man and all his devices and all that. All we got to do is keep the commandments. That's all we got to do. And we will rule the planet. It seems too hard because we want to just do what everybody else doing. It seems too hard, but I promise you, that's it.
Verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and a wonder.
And that's talking about the curses. They said the curses is going to be up on us as a sign to let you know, you nigga, you a Jew.
And upon thy seed forever.
Read that one more time. And upon what?
And upon thy seed forever.
What tribe you is?
Asher.
Tribe you is? Gad. Forever. You know what we label now? African American. African American. What your ID say? Man, you can't even say. You know you an Israelite. You can't even say. My nigga. Hell no, but I'm just saying. That's what the Bible said. It say we was going to be a sign and a wonder on your seed forever, man. And we live in this. We live in the Bible. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, we live in the Bible, man. So if I could, last scripture, we're in the class. Let me get Exodus 6 and 5 through 9.
The book of Exodus, chapter 6, verse 5. And I have also heard the groaning of the children of Israel.
The Most High hear this, man. He see what's going on down here in America, in London. We got brothers over there in London. Clap it up for Captain Parashia, man. We got brothers over there in London. We got an officer of 5,000. You feel me? Down in Trinidad and Tobago, man. We got officers in Jamaica and damn Brazil and South America, man, and Puerto Rico. And the Most High hear the pain we going through, man.
Whom the Egyptians keep in bondage.
Egyptians, man. The Americans, man. This is a manifold scripture. Because the Americans took on Egypt. That's why Trump got the Space Force. But guess what the sign is for the Space Force? It's an Egyptian sphinx and a pyramid. Because we're living in modern day Egypt. George Washington and all the founding fathers, they were damn Masons. It was Masons. They was Egypt. They were trying to rebuild Egypt. Why? Because they was such a great kingdom. They had the Israelites in slavery. They want to rebuild that all over again.
And I have remembered my covenant.
Mm-hmm. The Most High remembered us. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We just read 3 different tribes. We down here right now in Louisville, Kentucky. There's 3 different tribes. And the Most High said he remembered us. He remembered us. We walked with Christ. At one point in time, everybody down in this room, we walked with him, man. Our spirits is back. And the Most High say he remembered. Go ahead.
Verse 6. Wherefore say unto the children of Israel, I am the Lord, and I will bring you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians.
Ooh-wee. These Americans right now, they want to be Egyptians so bad that they painted the Egyptians to be white. They don't even know what they've done with that. They thought they was trying to fool us. You fooled your goddamn self. Because the Most High say he bringing us up out of this.
And I will rid you out of their bondage. And I will redeem you with a stretched out arm and with great judgment.
Great judgment. It's going to be great judgment happen to this place. Y'all mad at Kyrie Irving? Y'all trying to openly, spiritually whip him? You feel me? Man, look. Stuff ain't going to be good for y'all. You feel me? That is a lynching, what we seeing with Kyrie and Kanye West. That is a spiritual lynching. And the Most High ain't having that, man.
Verse 7. And I will take you to me for a people, and I will be to you a God.
Right, because we coming back to serve him. We remember, man. We remember the Most High and what he did for us, man.
And ye shall know that I am the Lord your God.
Yeah, we know now. We ain't know before. We know now.
Which bringeth you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians. Verse 8. And I will bring you into the land concerning which I did swear to give it to Abraham.
To who?
To Abraham.
That's talking about that Garden of Eden. That's talking about Israel. See, Israel right now, they at war. Like I said, it ain't been nothing but peace. The only peace in Israel I seen was a Glock 19, an AK-47. You feel me? A bomb, nukes. That's the only peace that I've seen in Israel since them white people been over there since 1948, claiming to be us. But the Most High say he gonna give that to us, and when we get it, go ahead.
To Isaac and to Jacob, and I will give it to you for an heritage, for I am the Lord.
He gonna give it to us as a heritage. When we get over there, man, it's gonna be like Wakanda. And I hate to say that because that's African stuff, but that's how it's gonna be. People gonna be coming there like, what the hell is going on over here? Look at this, look at that, oh my God. Ooh, right now it's nothing but desert. It's nothing but a desert. If you look at all the pictures in Israel right now, it's desert, it's poor, it's this, that. Of course they got money, so they trying to build it up to make it look like it's something. But when you really look at it, you're like, man, this is not nothing I want to go see. But when we get there, they're going to be paying millions of dollars to come visit. To just come visit. Your daughters, $20, $30 million in their bank account. 5 years old. You feel me? I'm telling you, this is what we got coming, man. This is what we got coming, man. He say he's building a heritage for us, man. He building a heritage for us, man. Go ahead.
Verse 9. And Moses spake so unto the children of Israel, but they hearkened not unto Moses.
But that's the thing, though. Charles Barkley, Shaq, LeBron James, all these rich niggas, Jay-Z, they don't hearken until what the Lord say, because they were set up by the white man to be satisfied in this place with what they have. Go ahead.
Unto Moses for anguish of spirit and for cruel bondage.
They don't want to have to go back into that cruel bondage that we've been through. You feel me? Because at this time we was leaving Egypt, a lot of rich niggas was in place, and they didn't want to have to go back to being at the bottom. And that's all that Shaq and LeBron and all them is facing right now. The simple fact that they might have to go back into some type of struggle until we get to what we all need to be. Well, we all is good. But if I may, I'm a class or the precinct officer 500 or more.
Security announcements for the I.S.U.P.K. started out of 1 West 125th Street Hall in New York. Rule for new brother sister: when a new brother sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They're here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. Another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, a commandment, Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10. A tenth in the Hebrew, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Priest fund, free will offering, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations.
Piece of dedication coming up with, get more clarification on that.
Men of Israel will do a courtesy salute to the teacher. Imajim Shabbat, Imajim Barak, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shabbat, Class dismissed.